Jesus Christ, always praised. Dear faithful Catholics, I've sent an official letter to Pope Francis, and I'd like to share it with you because I need your help. Thank you very much. Father Janvier Gbénou, Benin, August the 22nd, 2024. Memorial of the Queenship of the Blessed Virgin Mary. To the reigning Pontiff, Pope Francis, Vatican. Subject: request for priestly ministerial faculties. Oh, dearest Father, may Jesus and Mary bless you abundantly. I'm writing to you with love, trust, humility, and respect to ask of your high benevolence that my priestly ministerial faculties be granted to me once again. Thank you for receiving this letter from His Eminence Lazarus You, Prefect of the Dicastery for the Clergy. Thank you also for allowing me to make it public so that cardinals, bishops, priests, and lay people can write to you through Cardinal Lazarus You to support my request. Prefecto@seclergy.va. And for those who want to call, on the screen you have the phone number. I pray to you that Catholic journalists and intellectuals will do the same, having desired the priesthood at the age of 13, ordained at the age of 32, in Rome on May 5th, 2012. I humbly beg you to put an end to the injustice that has prevented me from serving the Church and humanity with my priesthood for the past 4 years. The Church needs priests. Humanity needs priests. My ministerial faculties were unjustly withdrawn by His Excellency Fernando Ocaris, Prelate of Opus Dei, on March 4th, 2021. Ban on public celebration of Mass, preaching, confessions. And on February 1st, 2022, ban on private celebration of Mass, because I published text and commentaries criticizing the Roman Pontiff, Dixit the decree, of the regional vicar of Opus Dei in Ivory Coast. Oh dear Father, why is this decision unjust? First reason, before the date of March 4th, 2021, I always asked the Catholic faithful to pray for you, since you yourself usually encourage us to do so, and I never use the Mass, preaching, or confessions to criticize you negatively. All those who have listened to me and frequented me in my pastoral work in Yamoussoukro, Ivory Coast, can testify and confirm to you that I'm not lying. Second reason, criticism is not a canonical infraction. There is no canon in the Code of Canon Law that forbids criticism of the Roman Pontiff. In fact, you yourself told the Italian bishops on May 21st, 2018, non è peccato criticare il Papa, si può fare. It's not a sin to criticize the Pope. One can do it. This means that you have given Christians the right to criticize you when it comes to the good of the Church and souls. All Catholic journalists and intellectuals regularly do this without receiving any sanction. For a long time, several priests criticized Pope St. John Paul II and Benedict XVI negatively and on the Church's traditional moral teaching concerning sexuality. For example, Thomas Rees, SJ, a Jesuit, James Martin, SJ, a Jesuit, etc. Have they been deprived of the ministerial faculties? No. Oh dear Father, according to the dictionary, a criticism can refer to the positive or negative aspects of a thing, an individual, or a situation. As far as the negative aspects are concerned, there is a moral obligation to avoid slander, defaming by asserting the untrue, and backbiting, talking about a real fault publicly and without justice or charity. For public criticism to be morally acceptable, we must therefore ask ourselves whether it is true and necessary. Personally, I have not slandered you or spoken ill of you because the content of my public criticism is true, and this criticism is necessary because of justice and charity towards you and the Christian of the whole world, 2.4 billion. In my public interventions, I have spoken about both the positive and negative aspects of your pontificate so that all Christians are well informed about your errors, which, with the remarkable help of Cardinal Victor Manuel Fernandez, attack marriage, the family, the sacraments, and the unity of the Church, ecumenism. Amoris Laetitia, 2016, Hysterectomy, 2018, Abu Dhabi Declaration, 2019, Homosexual Cohabitation Law, 2020, 2021, 2023, and 2024, Praesenus Custodes, 2021, Eucharist given to all publicly pro-abortion and unrepentant Catholic politician, 2021, Fiusa Supplicans, 2023, Dignitas Infinita, 2024. I have explained your half-truths, which, from relativism and situation ethics, seriously distort the moral conscience of Christians and are already being taught to future priests in seminaries around the world. All morally and intellectually honest people can confirm that the accusations I have made publicly against you are true, since I have always presented proof of them, your words and your actions. Oh dear Father, in acting in this way, I have fulfilled a double duty of conscience, the duty of Christian charity, spiritual work of mercy, in order to help the Pope of Mercy to get out of the grave errors that he has refused to correct. For 8 years, the sacred priestly duty of preaching the truth to the people of God. My moral conscience is therefore in line with obedience to God's commandment and the example of the saints. God demands that we live the 8th commandment and avoid the sin of adulation. Jesus asks us to make public fraternal and filial correction. All the references are in the text. God the Father repeated this advice to all Christians through St. Catherine of Siena in Antioch for an error far less serious than your many moral and doctrinal errors. St. Paul made a public filial correction, public criticism, to St. Peter and informed all Christians of all times of this in his letter to the Galatians. Christian traditions, as well as St. Augustine and St. Thomas Aquinas, have praised Paul's attitude. St. Maximilian Mary Kolbs said that obedience is the sure sign to us of the divine will, but the only exception to the duty to obey is if the superior were to order something that would manifestly involve, even in the slightest way, a violation of divine law. In that case, he will not himself be a faithful interpreter of God's will. As numerous university professors and experts in history, theology, morality, and canon law have shown, the reference is in the text. You are not a faithful interpreter of the divine will, since you are leading Christians to act immorally against that will. Obedience to a superior has a limit, sin. Oh dear Father, in concluding this letter, let us remember that, blinded by pride, the old scribes, Pharisees, and Jewish leaders, 60, 70, 80 years old, were obstinate in their errors. Hurt by the public criticism of the young Jesus, 33, they considered him impolite, insolent, and arrogant. Yet they were wrong, for Jesus loved them deeply and was motivated only by love for their eternal salvation in everything he said and did. even when he got angry in the temple, or used strong expressions such as whitewashed tombs or serpents, broods of vipers. Thanks to the humility, Saint Nicodemus and Saint Joseph of Arimathea understood this and loved Jesus. Saint John the Baptist also publicly criticized the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and Herod. Today, you have a choice. Will you follow the path of Saint Nicodemus and Saint Joseph of Arimathea by correcting the hard truths of your magisterium and cancelling the unjust sanctions against priests and bishops who defend the truth of the Church's traditional teaching? Will you follow the path of Herod and the Jewish leaders, Annas and Caiaphas, who did not accept the truth preached by Jesus and John the Baptist? Your answer has heavy consequences, because the first path leads to heaven, while the second leads to hell. Our Lady of Angera said, "Dear children, my Jesus loves you, but he is the just judge. Those who sow half-truths, causing spiritual blindness in many of my poor children, will not enter his eternal sanctuary. Love and defend the truth. Accept the gospel of my Jesus and listen to the teachings of the true magisterium of his church." It was on December 14th, 2021. The same applies to your favorite theologian. Our Lady of Angera said, "Walter Casper, behold, because of him many will die." It was on September 3rd, 2005. United with many Christians throughout the world, I pray for you with faith, hope, and charity. As long as there is life, humility is always possible. Affectionately, your African son, Father Janvier Gbénou, pen name Father Jesusmary Missigbètò, my mail fatherjmm@gmail.com. Present with the name Father Jesusmary on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Truth, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and SoundCloud. God bless you.